by creating a new product that doesn't exist for the market that is basically what is so-called blue ocean or an unexistent market. Okay? Now, there has been some very important trend that I have observed in the last 12 to 18 months in the world. And that trend is that more and more large companies are pushing their value proposition from just selling products to really creating consumer experiences. Now, we all have, at some point of our lives, used some of the Procter and Gamble products, right? Some of it. But now, Procter and Gamble discovered that, yes, it is very important, has been very, very productive over the years to develop all these good products. But what they realized is that in order to make more money, they don't have to sell more. They just have to sell less, but with better margins. And what they started to do is they started to find ways of starting a transition from a company that is product-based, manufacturing, to a company that is service-based. But now, Procter & Gamble has decided that instead of just selling the shampoo for cars and the device to apply the shampoos for cars, they decided to start experimenting by offering car wash services and licensing technology, state-of-the-art technology. So they not just supply the shampoo, but they have acquired a lot of prestige locations in the United States where you have two spaces. One for the ladies, where there's going to be all these very nice, cool stuff, soap operas or Martha Stewart in their TV sets, rose, pastel colors, and then other side when they will sell beer, American football, baseball, and the TV, for the boys, right? And actually, you have kids. There's a special section on the car wash for the kids, so they can actually help with some shampoo guns to help you wash your car. So they turn a product into a consumer experience. So instead of selling one product that will last about between 3 to 6 months, and the pricing of the product is about $10, they will actually generate revenue by making the customer come back every single week to pay $25 for a car wash. But what's interesting is, for that $25, they're only making 3 times more money than for the product. So really innovative. Are they using sophisticated technologies there? Is it really about high tech? No, it's very low tech. But the low tech is really not about creating the coolest products, but really having the best insight about 3 things: what the customer wants, what the customer needs. But let me just stop there for a second, and analyze this. I told you that whenever we want to innovate, okay, we have to define what we learn at school. And we have to define a lot of the best practices, okay, that we have been exposed to in our lives. And if you really want to be an innovator, you have to stop listening to your customer. What? Yeah. Now you're crazy. Now I don't buy it. You don't believe it. You go back to Mexico. Don't bother. Give me a second. I know what you're saying. Now, first of all, how do we know people? By their actions or by their reactions? How do we really get to know someone? By their actions or their reactions? directions, the impulse. There is extensive proof in research that when customers fill surveys or answer questions related to what they want or what they need, they tend to lie. Yes, we lie. Very simple. If I apply now a survey here, and I ask the gentlemen, how much money they make, and how often they have relationships, they all actually will report, 2 or 3 times more, right? Especially the second question. But then let's ask the ladies. If I ask the ladies in that survey, how old are you and what is your weight? Then it will tend to go, bias to the other side of the gender. And by the way, do you really enjoy filling surveys? Do you enjoy filling surveys? I hate it. I know. Some people like it. But you know what? There's nothing worse for me than receive a call on Sunday morning. HFT, would you like to? Are you going to sell me something? Yes. No, thank you. But now, let's go a little bit further. In this audience, who has been married for at least 20 years? No one has been married for 20 years? God bless you. Okay. Not related? No. Okay. So imagine that after 20 years, what's her name, ma'am? Wayne? So imagine that after 20 years, your husband still have to ask the question, would you like me to bring you flowers? Yes. Do you want me to bring you flowers? Would you like me to invite you to your favorite restaurant? Let's go and watch your favorite artist or your favorite concert. If after 20 years you keep asking your wife what she wants or what she likes, then what is the message that you're sending her? You really don't know. What women want from husbands is to be pleasantly surprised. Don't ask me, man. Just surprise me. You know what I want. So, whenever we approach to the market, we tend to do it by asking what they want. But that information won't ever lead to generate insights, unique insights about arenas on how can we create further value to them. Surveys and market research in general is very important, relevant, not as a source of inspiration, but as a way of validation. But the point here is that we use them to inspire us, but we should use them to validate our insights. And how do we really generate insights? Is it really asking? No. We have to insert ourselves in the physical, in the cognitive, and in the emotional space of our customers. Okay? What do you think is more important to know? What the customers say or what the customers do? And what is more important? What the customers say, what they do, or what they feel?